gonna die. Or I'm gonna die trying, but I'm very resourceful. But if you touch one of my children, you're gonna die.
Damn, Kev, you said like you proud of that.
I am.
Kev.
You touch your kid, you're supposed to die. Straight up.
Kev, but that's not your purpose. That's not your...
Who?
I thought we was gonna let him handle that.
Who? Boy, God ain't put me here to be. God give me the strength to make sure this nigga, man, I'm gonna stand over and give him everything I got. God, please let him be stretched. Because sometimes you give him everything you got and they, God don't take his hand off him. But if God take his hand off him, that feet going up in that air.
Welcome, beautiful souls. Today we're talking about something that doesn't get celebrated enough. Being single, not as a waiting room, not as a punishment, not as proof that something is missing, but as a powerful, intentional season of healing in a world of romanticized relationship and glorifies, quote unquote, couples goals. Choosing to be single or finding yourself single can feel uncomfortable, sometimes even the lonely one. But what if this space isn't empty? What if it's sacred? Being single gives you something, or gives you something towards a relationship. Sometimes it can't be interrupted. Time you need to hear your own thought, to sit within your own pattern, to break your own cycle, to reveal self-worth, and to learn who you are without attachment, validation, or distraction. Healing is just about moving on from someone else. It's about coming home to yourself. So in this episode, we're going to unpack why being single isn't a setback. It's an alignment. It's growth. It's restoration. And sometimes it's exactly where you're meant to be. Let's get into this topic of conversation. And we're going to title this, for time's sake, we're going to title this as why being single is part of the healing process. A lot of people don't like to do that. They don't like to be single, or they don't like to be in their own space because it's look different. And because I want to be loved, I want to be held, I want to be touched, I want to be romanticized. A lot of people feel that way. So we're going to talk about it today, okay? So if you can, spam the likes for us, share the live, repost the live, so we can get to the For You page and help the people that is need. If you know somebody that's struggling with being single and always got to be up under somebody, share this live to them, Ain't nothing wrong with sharing the live to them, okay? It's free, okay? So society teach us that being partnered equal being chosen. Let me just say that one more time. Society teaches us that being partnered equal being chosen. We confuse loneliness with emptiness. Many people jump into relationships to avoid sitting with pain. Healing requires stillness, not distraction. So people don't like pain. Pain, it hurts, and sometimes it's self-soothing to some people in a sense. Follow me if you will. So don't confuse yourself because you're choosing to be in a space where you understand everything that's meant for your life. You're understanding why you're single, and I don't want to get ahead of the conversation, but know that you have to be single after you get out of a relationship with someone. You don't need to jump forward into something like out of the pot into the frying pan because you quote unquote want to be chosen. You can't heal in the same pattern that hurts you. If this has been a repetitious thing for you, then shit, you need to stop. You're balling out of control. You know what I'm saying? Or as they say, you pushing it to the limit. And you need to stop. And it's okay, And you have to have discipline and control. Because a lot of people, I'm just going to be real, y'all. Can I be real with y'all in this space? Can I be real with y'all? A lot of people like to have sex. I'm just being honest. They like to have sex. So it's self-soothing, Single time exposes what need healing. Being single reveals attachment wounds. And when I say attachment wounds, a lot of times when you get in a relationship early on, you got to talk to that person every single day. This is my person. I need him to call me. I need her to call me. I need her to text me when she wake up. I need her to text me on her lunch break. I need her to text me when she get home. I need her to text me before she go to bed. That's attachment issues. And you have to ask yourself, why am I so attached? Why? Then you have to dig deep within yourself and realize something is off. Something is wrong. Why do I have to crave this person so much in the beginning? It's weird. It's weird, Facebook. It's weird. Oh, but I need my person to be here with me. I need them to text me 24 hours a day. And a lot of this shit stems from your parents not being there, not showing you what love is. So you feel validated by this person requesting you to call 24/7. If you do that, hell, you're gonna burn out. What do you have left for curiosity? You don't have nothing left for curiosity because shit, you didn't gave it all because y'all done sit up on the phone for 8 hours. You didn't gave it all. Let them miss you. Let them want you. Let them crave you but can't have you. Second thing would be a fear of abandonment. And again, like I said, a lot of that stems from the parent. You didn't get that from your mother. You didn't get that from your father. So you have attachment issues. You fear you are being alone. And they don't normalize that. They don't in our community, they don't normalize being alone. No. It's you get with a person, you break up, you on to the next person. Like why? There's a need for validation. Why is there a need for validation? Because it makes me feel good. It lets me know that that person is thoughtful of me by validating you. You validate you. You don't need nobody else to validate you. Like, we got to start doing critical thinking. You know, we got to get out of the norm. Get out of the regular. Can't nobody date me because I ain't regular. You know, and I've been single for 2 years. And a lot of men be kind of offended by that. And because I'm not in a rush. You know, I'm not in a rush to, as they say, do. I'm not in a rush to do that. Sometimes people like to do people-pleasing habits. Why? Why are we being people-pleasers? Like, come on. If being alone feels unbearable, it's often because something inside needs attention, not another person. And again, like I say, every time you get out of a relationship with someone, I don't care if it's 1 month, I don't care if it's 11 years, I don't care if it's 20 years, I don't care if it's 6 months, I don't care if it's 50 years. You need to cleanse yourself out of each relationship. Stop jumping into relationship and you ain't even clean or purge the shit that was from the last person. Because when you're in a relationship with somebody, you have to know each person. Or you have to love that person or know how to love that person according to that person. So you're not going to get in a new relationship, loving based upon what Corey told you. So you need to purge. I'm on the dating scene. I was dating a guy. And I ain't even going to say dating a guy. I'm just really being honest. We were just in the conversation state. And reason why I say this is because me, I'm the type of person, if I ain't feeling you, you ain't finna get your name in my phone. You finna have just a blank number. You know, because I'm not finna give you that title of having your name in my phone. Why should I? So He was just under the number stage, if I'm being honest. And then the guy said to me, and this is me telling y'all, this story is so true. He tells me he's been in a relationship for 13 years. Handsome guy. I can't lie. He's been in a relationship for 13 years. And in those 13 years, he didn't marry her. This is what I'm saying to myself now. In these 13 years, he's been with this lady. He didn't marry her. But then he begins to tell me, oh, he didn't want to be in a relationship with her, but he still wanted to live with her. So when he said that, that was a red flag to me. It ain't nothing else we could talk about. I'm not the one, or you should not be the one to say, well, oh, he's got potential, because he do know how to have stability of being in a relationship with someone for 13 years. And before the 13 years, he was married for X amount of years. But in the 13 years, listen to me, y'all. In the 13 years, he told me last year that he was in a relationship on top of the girl with 13 years, but the girl he was with for 13 years, he didn't want to be with her no more. They were just together for financial reasons. That was crazy to me. So I asked him, what can you do with me? What can you do with me? There's nothing we can talk about. Absolutely nothing. You better get on your knees, because I ain't the one. I'm good on that. And a lot of times we see those red flags, but it's the loneliness of not having somebody. It's the so-called emptiness feeling that you think you having, and you got to get in a relationship. So therefore, you accept anything. I'm being honest. You accept anything that comes by, seen or heard. You accept that. And not knowing you're damaging yourself. And so you take that, you break up with him into another relationship, and there you are again. Carrying those baggages, those loads from one relationship to the next relationship. And now you got a bag full of shit that's weighing your back down. But you don't know how to accept that this is not normal. You don't need to please anybody but yourself. So when I say purge, you need to figure out why this last relationship didn't work. Even if it was just that person, figure it out. Figure out why. Why it's not working out for me. I said, thank you for the share. Thank you for the comment. I appreciated that. So, if being alone feels unbearable, it's often because it's something inside of you, is something is missing. And a lot of times men can see that from far off. And if they can't see it far off, you done already told them what the issue was, if we being honest here. So, relationship don't heal you. Getting into another relationship and you have not purged from the last relationship, that don't heal you, baby. I'm sorry to tell you. And I know a lot of people, they have this slogan, or they have this thing, they say, oh, well, in order to get over somebody, you just have to get on top of another one. What is that? That's somewhere in the book of life. And if so, where that book at? Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. What is that? I don't understand it. Who made that up? Because I don't live by that creed. That's something different for me. Relationship don't heal. Awareness does. A new partner can fix your old wounds. I learned earlier on in life, you cannot force no one to be healed. You cannot force no one to see what you see. You can express, and they can say, oh, I see why you said it, or I see why you see it that way. But you can't force nobody to do anything. So you need to heal from within yourself. And it ain't right, because you will have all these feelings, all of these emotions But it goes back to them and say, well, baby, I'll just find me another one. Carlos Johnson, hello, how are you? I'll just find me another one. What? And then you like, oh, it's not working. We can't stand each other. He trying to be romantic with you, but he can't because you still, ooh, don't touch me. You know, you still hung up in the last relationship. You still burn out from the last relationship. So you got to heal and purge inside. Get along with yourself. And for women, this is, and this is what I like to tell women, and we talk about this on the spiritual side, but this does apply to everything. When you are a woman, you can heal from certain things, and being alone with yourself, get in a bathtub full of water, whether it is perfume, roses, herbs, whatever comes to mind. And you can go to a metaphysics store and you can go in there and pick out whatever resonate with you. Whatever resonate with you. You don't need a list of herbs from somebody that's giving you a list of herbs, or somebody selling a bath ritual or something. You don't need that. You can go inside a metaphysics store and pick out whatever resonate with you. Because your intuition is going to tell you, should I get this? Should I get that? Or no. Don't put that in my bath water. For me, my number one thing is lavender. Put that in there. Get you some oil, get you some herbs, all of that going. Make love to yourself. Love yourself. Light candles all around. You know, this is something that you can do. And then, and like I say, these are things that not even mentioned in certain churches or certain community aspect or whatever the group setting is. We going to lunch, we doing brunch or whatever. No, let's talk about some healing stuff too, because I'm pretty sure it's some women amongst this group that's got some shit going on, but we suppressing it through laughing and eating. Like, come on. You know, so even for myself, I didn't even know anything about a spiritual bath. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. I ain't know nothing about no spiritual bath until I was probably about 34. Like, I'm being honest. I didn't know what was a spiritual bath, you know, until I started my spiritual journey. And that's how I was able to know. And I'm pretty sure you probably seen in videos, movies, and etc. that candles and stuff all around the tub. That's it. But get you some music and not that shit that's got you rocking. No. Get something that's gonna put you in your feminine era. Yep. Get you something that's gonna put you in your feminine era. Like, for real. A lot of women don't know how to tap into their feminine era. And it's another conversation for another day. I'm just saying. Half of everybody used to eat hot wings and rotel and spicy bowls. I'm just being honest now. You know? So we gotta get out of certain things and get into certain things. I'm just being real with y'all. Love doesn't erase insecurity, it exposes it. It's going to expose it every time. Every time. Healing happens when you start outsourcing your worth. Safe love starts with self-trust, not chemistry. Again, that goes back to what I said, loving yourself. Having a spiritual bath. And men can do this as well. You know. But those special herbs, I would like for the women to get those special herbs. And again, number one is lavender. You know, put that in your bath water. Put your candles all around. Get your music going. Set the vibe. Set the mood right. As if you were going to set the mood right with a man. Set it up. Say, oh, I'm going to give me a bath tonight. You know? And when you do that, you will begin to tap into your feminine energy. You begin to tap into something you never tapped into before. It's different than a regular bath you bathe in. It's different. Put your little oil in there. Put your little lemongrass oil in there. You know? Now, don't be worrying about talking about my pH gonna be out, baby. We talking about herbs. We talking about herb oil. You know? We ain't saying go all up in the area with that. We talking about just sitting in there bathing. And once all that over with, you can take a shower afterwards. You know? That you can do. You can take a shower after, and it's okay to do that. You know? So, Carlos, thank you. I appreciate the likes that you're giving here. Rebuild your identity. Strengthen your boundaries. Learn your triggers so they're not triggers anymore. Growing up, people used to call me fat all the time. I mean, all the time. And I'm in my 40s now. I see people that I went to high school, either they auntie fat, they wife fat, all of that. But I made a commitment to myself. You can't call me fat and intimidate me. Not now. I've been knowing I've been fat all my life. So how you intimidating me? You checking, but you calling me fat. That's not intimidating me, baby. That's something I already knew. Try again. You know? So learn your triggers. Learn them so they will not be used as ammo. How you doing, Sharika? Learn them. They can't trigger me because I'm my own trigger. You know, I'm just being honest and I'm just being real now. Like, no, you can't trigger me, baby. When they say I am the trigger man. Develop discernment. Everybody got a tuition. Everybody got one. Listen to it. Have you ever said something to yourself that you were going to do on the first time, and then you do what your second thought say, and then you turn around and say, I knew I should listen to myself because now I need to do the first thought that I had in the first place. You know? Listen to yourself. Tap into yourself. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Create peace without having chaos. Before I went live a couple hours ago, I was looking at a video and somebody shared it, and the guy was just saying all toxic shit. And the girl said, that's my thing there. That's my thing. I said, yeah, that's your thing. Till your chest hurting and it's about to cave in. Why is toxic so normal? Why is being toxic feeling is normal? Like, nah. You don't need to be in no chaos. We did that way, as I said, back in the 90s. You know? We don't need to continue holding chaotic shit. Let that go. Why are you chaotic? You know? And I'm not talking with the ones that are consciousness and people calling you chaotic. I'm not talking to y'all because they will call you chaotic because you consciousness. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about you just downright toxic. You live the toxic shit he say. Like, come on. We got to do better. You learn what calms feel like so you don't make those chaotic become passion again. We ain't gonna do that. Why heal people date differently when you've healed? Let's go back to what I said about the guy. I cut him off. I wasn't letting, he handsome. And I'm not even gonna lie, he was, y'all. He is. But no. Shoe fly. Shoe. And that don't mean you're a bad person. It's just, and I don't even think he is a bad person. It's just the shit that he got going on. I wasn't ready to be a part of this show. You've been with someone for 13 years. You've been married before, and you still with this person for 13 years. Y'all still live in the same household, but y'all not living together. But you didn't have a girlfriend in December. So I asked the question, why would you jump into another relationship because you didn't let the girl in December get a fair chance because you still were keeping the gateway door open for the person that you've been with for 13 years? Why would you do that? Like, why? And then he calls me toxic because I don't want to listen to his anecdotes. No, I'm not listening to that. I'm not buying that. So save yourself some time and energy and cut it off. Cut it off immediately. You don't got to hang and again, he got that I like over there, but we ain't doing it. Take some scissors and cut it smooth off. A straight line, cut it off. Don't give it rigged edges and stuff. Nah, cut it off. I'm like, nah, I'm good on that. No, you can't be my friend because I don't want to be your friend. What kind of value can you add to me? And then he said, well, I was with the person for 13 years. She helped me to get over my wife. Bruh, move around. Skedaddle. I ain't here for that. I ain't signing up to agree to do that. So I was able to learn those red flags earlier on. And like, nah, we ain't doing this. You don't chase inconsistency. You don't do that. Why would you? You're not a peasant. You're not a peasant at all. So why would you chase inconsistency? I'm good on that. You walk away sooner. And I said to myself, universe, where's these people coming from? Like where they coming from? Because here come another one. You know what I'm saying? And I said, again, I do not give titles into my phone. You just a number. Your telephone number, you're just a number because I don't play that. Nah, I'm good. So the next one came. He was from outside of Atlanta. Nice looking man as well. Great conversation. But he was inconsistent. And I made the opportunity, I want to say it was last Friday, cutting him off. You don't call me. Like, first of all, if a man really serious about a woman, he's going to be intentional. That's the bottom line. He's going to be intentional in every way. You're not going to need to explain, oh, call me, such and such. If you really like me, call me. No. So his inconsistency, you wants to call me whenever you wants to call me, or we only talk unless I call you. No. Your phone works just as well as my phone works. What's wrong with your phone? Like, we ain't doing all of that. Choose peace over potential. Choose it. Single season raise your standards naturally without even being forced. So again, cleanse yourself and purge yourself from all of that bullshit. Because when your person comes along, you're not even going to be able to accept your person because you still, yeah, I'm toting this him. I'm sticking to this him. Cleanse yourself, sis. I don't know who I'm talking to, but cleanse yourself. It's okay to cleanse yourself. Get you a spiritual bath. It's okay. You know? Sit in the tub. Play you some soft music. Tap into your feminine energy. Tap into that. You know? Listen to some music. Soothe yourself. So when the person comes along, you don't Be like, oh, I got to have him. I got to have him. I got to have him. Can you please, hurry up, call me, call. You know, those abandonment issues. Thank you for that follow, Zakaya. You know, cleanse yourself, sis. Love you. You're beautiful just the way you are. And don't let nobody else tell you that. I don't know who I'm talking to, but don't let nobody else tell you that. You know? Choose peace over potential. Don't be thinking it's a possibility. Oh, he gonna do this because I done been on the phone with him my first time for 8 hours, girl. I know he can hold a conversation. Oh, he done cashed out me $20, $30 for lunch. Please go sit down. You can do that for yourself. Not saying you don't want to, but you can do that for yourself. And I don't know why women, let me say this. I was talking to one of my homegirls. I don't know why women has this thing. Oh, I don't want to take nothing from no man. I don't want to ask him nothing. I don't want to receive nothing from him because girl, what? You don't want to receive nothing, but you still talking on the phone with him. Like what? She said, oh, well, he offered to buy me lunch, but I ain't want to accept his lunch because I don't want to hear his mouth talking about he gave me some. Girl. Again, there's women having disconnect for who they are. A lot of my friends are not where I'm at, you know, and I can't force them to be at all. They can watch me and they can learn, you know, secretly, and they'll come back and say, well, you know what, Mindy, you told me such and such, and I remember seeing this. You know, I don't try to force it on them. Everybody have their own time to do what they need to do. You know, everybody have their own time. The universe often isolates you to elevate you. You're isolated because you need to be elevated. You need to take this time as an elevation. You one with yourself so you can grow. You don't need to jump out of the pot into the frying pan. Slow down, low down. Pump your brakes. Chill out. Stop rushing. Because you're going to get on the other side and it's going to be something you ain't ready for or prepared for. Now your chest done caved in. Slow down. Preparation happens in private. It does. Waiting doesn't mean forgotten about. It means you're protected. It definitely does. Ain't nobody forgot. Since he gonna see you, but when you rather for him to see you in your glowing season, you know, how you doing, She-Her? Would you rather see that? If the universe is quiet, something is working. So refrain from singleness simply because you don't want to rush into something that may cost you your life. Singleness is healing. It's your healing season. Singleness is a boundary to reset. It is. Singleness is a self-trust to rebuild. Singleness is a protection phase, not a punishment. Lord, I can't get nobody. Lord, are you punishing me? God, I can't be with nobody. No, it's not a punishment. It's not a failure. It's a sign that you're behind and you're trying to get it together. And that's okay. Don't be in such of a rush to get there. Your time is your time. Their time is their time. You know? How you doing, Lady? So don't be rushing to get there. Take your time. You know, heal yourself. Healing doesn't never stop. And I think that's what a lot of people get confused with. Healing does not stop. You gonna forever be healing from something. May not be medically, but psychologically, you're gonna always. It's gonna always be something. So, with that being said, don't rush. Don't rush. Don't rush out of a season that's rebuilding you. Don't rush out of a season that's rebuilding you. Stay in that season. Grow in that season. Water yourself in that season. The right love won't require you to abandon the healing that prepared you for it. No one gonna be able to take you off your square. Nobody. Ask yourself, what has being single taught you about yourself? After you go through all of the things that I gave you, what has being single taught you about yourself? What have you learned? And again, this is something that's not talked about within the community. You know, it's not. We've always one relationship to the next relationship to the next and roll on, roll on. You'll get over it eventually. That's what you tell yourself. Why? Because you done fell in love with Jesse. Like, nah. So don't rush yourself in your single season. Take time to water yourself and grow. Learn your triggers so they won't be triggers now. People don't tell you that. Learn your triggers so they won't be triggers anymore. When you don't know your triggers, you're giving people ammo. Your trigger is the ammo to release on you. Because have you ever been dealing with somebody and they bring up some old shit? You know, and now you triggered and now you ready to be a crash out. Straight crash out. Learn your triggers so they won't be ammo from people. You know, be real with yourself. Be one with yourself. Know yourself. Study yourself. I can't express that enough. You know, being single is a part of healing. Don't think I got to be with him. I got to be with her. I need somebody to hold me. Yeah, all right. He holding you but stabbing you in the back at the same time, sis. And I'm pretty sure y'all have seen that photo on surfing Facebook. Definitely. Don't stab me in my back. Now you wounded in the front and the back. What do you have left to give to the next person that's coming to love you properly? You don't have the tools, the necessary thing that you need to be loved properly because you're all stabbed up. You're all wounded. Take the necessary time. The guy asked me, are you cool with being single? I am. Because if you're not my person, you're not my person. I'm not gonna force it. I'm not gonna force it at all. Because when you rushing for something, again, I don't want up the road, it'll be some stuff you can't even handle. Your chest done caved in again. We need you to be whole, especially if you have children. Get in that bathtub. Pray in there if you have to. You know, if that's your thing. Don't let nobody tell you different. Get you that spiritual bath. I wouldn't definitely not do it every day because you're cleaning out a lot of your energy. I wouldn't definitely do that every day. There will be something that I would do twice a year, possibly maybe 5 to 6 times a year. Don't do it too often again because you taking out too much of your energy, and you need your energy, baby. You need your energy to be function. You know what I'm saying? You need your aura. You need it. You know, it's imperative to have it. It is. Love yourself. If you had parents that didn't tell you they love you, you love you. You love you. Get around people going where you're going. Even if they going in the same direction, but they may get off the exit sooner than you get off. That's okay, because that means they time up on that particular road. But get on the same road that your people as your tribe is on. Get on that road. Yeah. All this stuff that distracting you, gonna make you crash out. No, you don't need all of that. No. Be careful what you look at. Be careful what you watch. Be careful with that. This is a delicacy time. And you need to be careful with that. I remember, and this is before my spiritual journey, I used to love me some love and hip hop. I used to love it down. But that wasn't healthy for me. Love and hip hop was not healthy for me. So I be careful of the space that I'm entering in. If we friends and you live on Facebook, or if you got something chaotic going, nah, I don't want to be a part of that. I'm cool on that. I got to protect my energy, my aura. People asking me, have you watched PV? Have you watched BMF? No, I don't watch all of that. That shit ain't good. How you doing, Sip? Thank you for the share. I appreciate the likes. Nah, you have to watch what you putting into yourself. And you wondering why these children or these adults crashing out every time you turn around. Look at the shit that's constantly being put on TV. It's to tell a vision. And you wondering why little Ray want to be a little young pistol star. No, don't get me wrong. I love my little rap and all that. Juve will be my favorite. But no, you can't listen to that all day, every day. And expect you to be such a good person. Not saying that you're a bad person, but foul shit begins to come out. Stop looking at that. You scrolling from video to video. But when you turn that off, you dying in the inside. You burn up. Thank you for sharing live. I appreciate that. You burn up. Stop looking at all of that. Stop watching it. And I don't care because you sent it to me. I'm not going to look at that. And then when you ask me, oh, I text you this and that. Have you looked at that? Hell no. And they be laughing at me like it's funny. But no. I'm good on that. I don't need to watch BMF. I don't need to watch Love and Hip Hop. I don't need to watch Bad Girls Club. I don't need to watch that. How is that helping me? It's called Tell a Vision for a reason. Stop soaking up that kind of energy. Where's your energy at? You know? Hey, Kush, how are you? I appreciate you for liking the live. Like, nah. Our community, our Black community, is so lost and tangled up in foolishness. We ain't healing from the shit that like they've been killed us. If I'm being honest, So stop watching it. Watch you. Learn you. Learn your triggers so they won't be triggers anymore. Stop giving people ammo. You don't have time for that. Because sooner or later, your life's going to be ending. And then you're going to get to where you're going in the next dimension, a.k.a. heaven. And then you're going to be wondering why you got to come back because you didn't fulfill the prophecy, a.k.a. what is your destiny? You didn't fulfill that. So take advantage of the time that you have here on earth. Don't send me nothing that's crazy. I ain't going to look at it. I ain't going to watch it. I don't need all of that. I'm cool on that. Watch some stuff that makes sense and watch some stuff that's healing. I'm not going to sit in the same space with you. And then you can invite me to your house and over to a party, and I get there and it's off. Yep, it's time for me to roll. I don't care who you are. I could be known you for 30 years. You could be my mama. You invite me to some and the room is off. I'm out of there. I ain't finna sit because for me, my spiritual needs, it won't let me sit there. No. My ancestors be talking to me like they sitting on my shoulder. And they be there, you need to get up and get up out of here. Because some ain't right. The energy is off. The room ain't talking about shit. Half of the room is fucked up. I'm out of here. You ain't finna let me sit here no, because we smoking and drinking and playing cards and all this. I can do that by myself. I sure can. And this all still in the same entity as being single. Being single. This is a part of your healing. If your intuition won't let you sit there, stop forcing it. Because you invited me. I love me more than you love me. I'm out of there. I don't participate in all those frolic activities. Nah, that's the old me. I love who I am. Love who you are. Thank you, Simply Beautiful. I appreciate that. Thank you for sharing the live. Thank you for liking the live, Kush. We got to get it together, man. And when you get it together, help somebody else get it together. And when you help them get it together, tell them to help somebody else get it together. Nah. I'm not gonna let you crash out in front of me. I don't do all of that. So don't rush out of the season that's rebuilding you. The right love won't require you to abandon yourself at all. It won't do all of that, y'all. I'm being real with you. That's the only thing I know how to do. And this is the very reason why I started this podcast, because the community that we have as Black folk is fucked up. It's a lot of us can't help our own race. It's like I gotta get there to help you get there, but then I don't get there and then don't even look back to help my fellow brother or sister. I'm you and you are me. I can't say, hey, that's none of my business. People who do all that are empty people. Like being real. You don't care about nothing but yourself. And they always say, I don't want to do this because black folks, they don't like to do this, and black folks don't like to do it. Because every time they did it, you doing all that talking. What you did? What you done did? I ain't see you do nothing. At all. At all. Crack jokes. I done seen you do that. You said the community isn't communion no more. No. All talking, no actions. Like, nah. People who know me know that I advocate, and people be thinking that I be funny. Geminis are naturally funny anyway, but that's not the point. I be trying to get people to see, man. And I've learned throughout this spiritual journey everything, because I'm on this spiritual. I can't get everybody to see, but the basics of helping the black community get out of this rut, get out of this Larry Fitch thing. Nah. Hey sis, hey bro, you know what you did the other day? That was really fucked up. You didn't have to crash out. You know, I done lost a lot of people by being in the single mode. And again, single runs a minute form, not necessarily about a relationship. I'm talking about single by myself. I lost a lot of friends doing that. And I'm cool with that. I'm cool on that. Because people don't think like I think. You know, people not going where I'm going. And I early on, I had a problem with leaving people behind that couldn't see what I see. When you're a chosen person, and I'm talking about conscious now. When you are a chosen person, you can't force people to put on these glasses. They meant for you. Each one teach one. Yeah, each one teach one, each one reach one. I can't force you to put my glasses on to see. You don't see what they tell you. You see things for what they are. Straight up. So I used to be sad because I have to leave them behind. And sometimes when you can see potential in people and they don't see it in themselves, you got to let them go. You done your job. You did what you called to do. You did that. You know? So when I go into these lives, if I can't add to you, there's no point in me sitting with you. At all. There's no point in me sitting in your space. I take every moment serious. Every moment. Like I ain't gonna wake up tomorrow. And it's crazy because I heard Cat Williams say it on one of his stand-up comedy, because people think it's comical. I live every day like it's my last day. Because I'm being honest. I don't want to come back here and do it again. I don't want to do that. Nah. When I die, let me go. Let my spirit be free. I don't want to be bound here. You know, I'm just being honest and I'm going to be real. There's no other way. Now, I don't know who I'm talking to tonight, you know, but I have to follow what the spirit leads me to do. I've been at this thing for a whole year now. For a whole year. I love my journey. I ain't gonna beg you, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna hold you and restrain you and all that. Nah, my people coming. What's meant for you is meant for you, baby. And don't let nobody ever tell you different. Love you. Heal you. Heal from them past traumas. Okay? So if you haven't, follow me. Make sure you follow me, like and subscribe to me so you can get the notification bell every time I go live on any platform, whether it's TikTok, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Instagram, whether it's Spotify, whether it's YouTube, whatever, follow me. Everything surfaces back to the same thing. You know? I love y'all. I promise y'all, I love my black people. I love my black people. I wouldn't want to be in any other race but black. I'm just being real. And with that being said, this is the end of the podcast. I am your host, Phenomenal Mindy, and thank you for tuning in. See you next Friday on the Safe Love Podcast. Thank you and good night.